ever. You
So
made like
fun.
20 million, over 20 million views with that format.
What are you doing in front of the camera?
Is it right now?
Yeah.
I speak, I get excited.
wrong.
Wrong. Okay, I
Wrong.
apologize. Please tell me.
You move out of the way because I'm the star. Anyways, the last thing I saw you doing on the internet was you asking Santa Claus
Can you get my parents back together for Christmas?
what's going on now.
That was a hell of a video to go out on. I went to Georgia Tech and gave out free hugs. No one gave me a hug. Awful. Awful. I was like, that was a rude awakening. I was like, okay, we are not doing that. Okay, no more YouTube. Joe Frank. Man, I used to get those Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh.
I would convince the woman to give me triple. I had to like kind of wink at her, but like she did. I'm not supposed to do this. Come on, come on.
Though, has there ever been a collab that you were doing through your content that just felt a little bit awkward?
There were two that come to mind, and one.
The Underdawgs.
The first
this
one's
one
on
right
the list
here.
right here, right now.
I'm glad we brought that up.
If I give you $1 million right now, are you quitting social media forever?
And just stop following anything else in life. Follow us.
Today's guest is one of the biggest influencers at UGA. You see him doing comedic bits, starting his journey as a content creator and cultivating his dream online. Ladies and gentlemen, Mason Amendola, and I'll pronounce it the Italian way. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Amendola. I'm not used to hearing it like that, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I'm a little nervous that you're gonna out Italian me. I took like I saw when you guys sent me like the Google Doc with all the questions and stuff to kind of give me a brief, right? I was like, okay, I'll do a little bit of my own research, right, to kind of try and catch up. So
What are you doing in front of the camera?
You know what to do in front of the camera?
what do I do in front of the camera?
Yeah. Give me a shot. What do you do in front of the camera?
All right, hold on. I missed the question. What do you mean? What do I do?
What do you do when the cameras get here? They place a camera here. What do you do?
Place it right now?
Yeah.
I speak. I get excited.
wrong.
Wrong. Okay, I
Wrong.
apologize. Please tell me.
You move out of the way because I'm the star.
Oh, okay. Now I'm here. Okay, yeah. I apologize, bro. It won't happen again.
Anyways, the last thing I saw you doing on the internet, on TikTok, was you asking Santa Claus to get your parents back together. What's going on now?
That was a hell of a video to go out on. I started experimenting with a couple things because I knew that skits weren't the long-term play for me. I've always loved social media, and I've always wanted it to be something that was a career. So I took a gap semester off of school, and in that gap semester, I really just tried to make more videos because I thought that if I made more quantity, that would lead to me getting to the place I wanted to be. So made more videos. Did not really see any like sort of change because I feel like the skits that we were making were more creative focused, where it was like, you know, if you just sit there and force out 100 videos, you're not really being creative at that point. You're more so trying to just like make videos. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah,
to somebody.
no, it makes sense
I hope
because you're
that
not
makes
having
sense.
as much fun with it
Exactly, it's
as you
forced.
used to. So the
100%.
creativity is sucked out of yourself.
Exactly.
Too.
There was like a little bit of a fall off. Like we had good videos, and then the more that we tried to just keep pushing on, we realized that we really couldn't get above one video a day without it being kind of a creative like bottleneck. So that sucked, right? Because I kind of realized I was like, man, this is not a business. And we weren't making enough money for this to be my full-time job. So it was like, well, okay, I got to start considering other options. So I've always wanted content to be my full-time career. So I was like, you know what? Let's give YouTube a crack, right? So I went to Georgia Tech and gave out free hugs. No one gave me a hug. Awful. Awful. I was like, that was a rude awakening. I was like, okay, we are not doing that. Okay, no more YouTube.
No,
Bump
but honestly,
that.
I mean, would you want to hug a random stranger?
I wouldn't either, bro. I don't know why. I talk to a lot of people. I have like good people in my circle who I was trying to consult. Like, what should our first YouTube video be? And that was something they said. And you know what? I didn't want to be the guy that was like asking for advice and not taking it. So I went and did that stupid video idea, and I never felt confident about it, but I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do it. You know, we're gonna record it. I will never do that again. So
Well, I mean, like you go out there, you have a video flop, you still went out and did it though.
Right,
Most people, I don't know if I would even go out there and do it.
that was the goal, man. We just wanted to do something. But over time, we kind of realized like, okay, what if we just made videos for businesses? Because at that point, it's not as much a creative bottleneck because you don't really need to decide what the brand is, right? So, okay, let's pick a brand like Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah.
Like Chick-fil-A, we know what their core values are, right? Like one, they're a Christian brand. Two, they make chicken and they make it really well. Their new thing is like the key lime pie lemonade or whatever it is, key lime lemonade.
Yeah.
I don't think there's pie in it. I think I made that part up. But like, anyway, like we know what their brand is about. So as far as coming up with content ideas to kind of make and piggyback off of that, it's so much easier than, let's say, you and I deciding what kind of videos we want to make, what we want our brand to be. There's just a lot more like emphasis. Whereas if you just need to sell Chick-fil-A's products through videos, Chick-fil-A, which is already an established brand and already has a business that is way better than any of us know how to create. At least I hope so. If not, like, dude, you guys go kill it. But like, like it's a lot easier that way. Do you guys kind of see what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
One
Choose
is,
the skills.
is an already existing brand
Exactly.
that has its shape and form.
Right.
And you, as much as you did those comedy gigs, and it's like creating something out of nothing.
Exactly. So I didn't have a business. I was a personality, right? And if that, nobody really knew what I did. Nobody knew, like, some people knew that I went to UGA because I was here and they see me on campus. But at the same time, it's like there wasn't a whole lot that we had to attach ourselves to because I just started making content with the sole intention to go viral. I did not care about anything else because I was a kid. I just wanted to, like, make content. I started making content when I was 15. So I didn't have anything to talk about.
You were taking pictures with random people at school.
I was in high school. Man, you guys have done your research, man. This is cool. Yeah. I saw. Okay. So anyway, like basically I realized I have the ability to make videos and to get views and to make engaging content. Why not partner up with people who already have the business side figured out rather than just like trying to sell merch, trying to sell flags, trying to come up with some sort of business, at least for the meantime. Like, why not use the skill that I'm already good at to pivot into a business and make money off of that? Because now my salary or however much money I make is no longer linked to whether the algorithm like decides it's my day or not. Like now, like, we go for results. So we try to get like people to, for the Chick-fil-A example, we try and get people to buy nuggets, right? So if people buy nuggets, it doesn't really matter how many views we get. We're going to get paid, right? You kind of see like how that works. Okay, cool. Because, dude, you don't know how many times I've like flipped over that in my head because, dude, at the time when I was considering the change, it was so like antagonizing because it was like I had this one thing I was doing for so long and then I had to flip. Just give me a timeline.
You decide to not attend UGA for what, a semester?
So it was a semester and now I'm out.
Okay.
Like, I'm dropped out.
Okay.
Like, that's
Really?
this is the
Coming
first
back.
time I've been in Grady in a while.
Really?
No, I mean, if stuff hits the fan, then maybe you guys will see me, but I mean, I hope not. Like, I loved it here. Like, I seriously had so much fun, but like, I just knew this is not what I wanted to do. I don't want to go work for someone else. I knew that I had the chance to build something and I wanted to build my own dream rather than someone else's. And that was it. I just decided, I was like, man, like, am I going to sit here and keep going to classes when I feel like I got the shot to do something on my own and just feel like I'm constantly, like, I just felt like I was in a box, man. And like, I could have gone to school. I could have at least gotten my degree just to check the box. But I knew that like, if I dropped out, I would really put that pressure on myself to either build what I wanted to or go homeless, I guess. I don't know.
No, you're going all in on yourself, and I love that.
Dude, I appreciate
and then
that.
it sounds like
Scary.
your content creation wise, you're kind of focusing on small businesses. I saw your business account.
Yeah.
You did it was one pitch that you said it was the first one that you did, and it went really well.
Yeah.
Was there a follow up on that?
Yeah. So the first pitch, if you guys have seen a what is it called? The restaurant called Clean Eats. If anybody sees videos from them, that's me.
Really?
This is the first time I've ever said that anywhere. I've been kind of like a ghostwriter, but yeah, that's so Clean Eats is one of my clients, I guess is a better word for it. And then I have a couple others that are in the works, or I have one other that's signed, but we haven't started like making videos yet. So we have two. Yeah, I mean both.
Wow,
of them
you
are
got
signed,
contracts and everything.
Dude, I had to figure out how to make a contract, bro. It was like a lot of YouTube, a lot of YouTube, but overall, I mean, it's just like I would have never had the pressure on myself to figure out those little nuanced things like how to get a business to partner with me. It's like I kind of had to make myself more official because I'm just a guy walking in like, hey, I can make videos.
Yeah, 100%. And now that you don't have school backing you, you're like, I have to do this. There is no other choice. And you have more motivation than you've ever had in your life.
No, bro. I cold approached probably 15 real estate agencies today. Like just walked in and just was like, hey, like I saw your social media. I would love to help you make better videos. This is what I feel like I could do. And I showed them like kind of a parallel real estate account that's like doing well with the kind of videos I can make. I've never made a video for a real estate agent. But I'm just trying, man. And it's like at the end of the day, like you said, bro, I was sitting there. I was like, man, do I want to go do this? No. But I got to pay rent. So it's like, man, like there's that constant pressure now where it's like the days where I don't really want to get up and do it. It's just kind of like, well, you better try.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at.
You don't have any other choice.
No,
Bill's still coming.
It's lock in or go. Yeah. And I mean, so far it's gone really well. Like, between the two clients, like I think the salary that, I'm not going to go into like, crazy details on money, but the salary that I think is expected with an advertising major, which is the major that I had, it says 50 to 60K.
Okay.
With a degree.
You making more than that or less?
I'm expecting to make more than that. And
That's what I'm talking about.
Like,
That's what I'm talking about.
We don't have anything that's like a yearly contract,
Okay.
but we go month by month.
Okay.
And month by month right now, we're more than that.
Okay.
So that's
All
the
right.
goal. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
like it took 3 months or so, but we're dialed.
The way you're talking about it, it seems like this is something I'm doing right now. This
I-
is not my dream.
No, this is something that I did this morning. Yeah, absolutely.
This is
man.
something you did this morning. This is
I
something you do
swear,
every
yes.
morning.
Every morning, man. Every morning. Yeah. Wake up, pop a Celsius or something, and let's get excited and go talk to businesses. that's what
I love that. I love that.
Appreciate
Listen,
That is
we
amazing.
talk about this so many times. There's people who are very creative and have all these ideas and they never do any of it. And then there's the people who take action. And usually the people who take action are more successful.
I appreciate that, man.
And I think you should continue doing that. However, when do you think you're going to find your creative self? When do you think you're going to find that space of creativity where you want to be? And what does that space look like?
Yeah. So honestly, man, I love making short form videos. I love it. I don't know what it is about it, dude. It's like my crack. Like I just love doing it. I love to see that the videos do well, and I especially love like when it builds to something, right? So like I made those skits, the No Women on the Floor skits, and from
That was so great.
Thank you.
That was
I really
great.
appreciate that, man. We really,
I love that.
That was probably the coolest year of my life, bro. That was so fun.
I bet. I was like, how can you drop college if it seems like your life is so great? Because I'm like, he's having fun with his buddies. He's doing these skits. He's making millions of views because you
So
made like
fun.
20 million, over 20 million views with that format.
Yeah, dude.
That's
it was-
insane.
It was a blast, bro. It was so fun. I would say that was like, oh my gosh, that was like my TV show. Like I loved it so much. It was so fun. And like from that, you know, when I talked about the Chick-fil-A example, right, on how they had things they could sell, like we created a brand from nothing. Like on the whole No Women thing. Now it's a brand that's a complete joke and there's nothing serious about it at all. But it's like,
Can you explain it a little bit
Yeah,
for those
okay.
who
Where did you come up with this? I need
so
to know.
I wish I could say that I planned it. I did not plan that at all. Like, okay, so basically I had a buddy of mine, right? And I just got to college. I was making videos. Nothing was really hitting. And so I called a buddy of mine and I was like, man, like, dude, what do I do? Like, I don't know. You've been in college. This is my first year. Like, what would you do to make content that was more exciting? And he was like, man, you mean to tell me there's nothing exciting going on like in your dorm or in your day-to-day life? And I was like, that's a good point. All right, let me think about that. So, dude, literally like that same day, like there's this girl that's just like on our floor. Okay, it's just her. Like it was kind of clear that there was, I don't know if there were any romantic like happenings, you know, but like we didn't get a whole lot of girls on our floor in general. You know, I don't know. Like it's just like this one guy. I was talking to this one girl, and I barely knew him at the time. And basically, I mean, I just started yelling at her. Like that's really it. Like I really like. I knew that my buddies around me would kind of like join in on the bit. Like if I started yelling and being like, you know, get out. And man, am I glad I did that. Like that was crazy. I mean, I just started shouting. I was like, oh, no women on the floor. And then like instantly I have like 5 people around me in the background of the video that you can see. And they just start chipping in. They're like, no, get out. But, oh my gosh, this cough, bro.
Oh, and then there's Mitchell's girlfriend that comes out of nowhere
Yes,
too.
left field,
So
Mitchell's
who is,
girlfriend.
because some people don't
Yeah.
know about it.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
they do, but some people don't know. So it's,
Okay. So her name's Emma. I never said that on the series, but her name's Emma. Nobody wanted.
Man,
her
that's,
name's Emma.
I don't know if I
um,
wanted to know that.
Okay, her name's not Emma. No, I think they're still together too, which is good to hear.
Wow, we were
Usually
just
knows. That was
Bro.
one of the questions we asked.
Really?
Yeah, it was, you scroll down a little bit more like,
So the thing was, when we made that video of Mitchell and Mitchell's girlfriend, dude, that was like their first week being in a relationship.
Oh.
So there was a lot riding on that. Like I got them in the series fairly soon. I was like, I really hope this sticks together for like my own selfish intentions, you know, but you know, they're great, they're happy, everything's going well with them.
great.
That's fantastic.
But no, I mean, the whole Mitchell's girlfriend thing, it wasn't even my idea. A buddy of mine just like, I guess Mitchell's girlfriend kind of came out of the door, so I kind of like panned, and he saw that and he was like, except Mitchell's girlfriend, she's cool, she could stay. And dude, the crazy, like I think that honestly made the video go viral. Because
Yeah.
everybody was like, oh, why does she get to stay? Like, oh, what's so special about her? Dude, we had no idea what was special about her.
Nothing.
It had been a week. Yeah, no, there was nothing. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Emma's awesome, bro. Like, she is so cool, and she was so, like, ready to help and ready to be in any video. And, like, it was so cool that I had so many people who were so excited to help me. But, like, bro, at the time, barely knew her. Barely knew her. Like, she had just started dating Mitchell. It had been, like, a week. And then we saw the like amount of comments that were asking us to explain what is it about Mitchell's girlfriend. So we just started making stuff up because it was like, man,
I love that.
I mean, we got to say something here. Like this is pivotal, you know? So that was our next video was, I think, I want to say the next video was like, what's so great about Mitchell's girlfriend or what's her name? And we're just like, no, she doesn't have one. It's just Mitchell's
I
girlfriend.
love when you talk about Mitchell as Mitchell's girlfriend boyfriend.
Yep. Yeah,
I love that.
That was another one. That was another one. Yeah.
Because at that point, Mitchell's girlfriend is more important than Mitchell in the story. So why at that point would you call him Mitchell?
Right.
It's Mitchell's girlfriend's boyfriend. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Complete sense.
That was a blast, man.
Also, in the first video you made about her, it looked like she was 7'4".
It did.
Compared to
It did look
him.
like she was
And then I saw the other video, like, oh no, she's a normal person.
Yeah,
but in the
she's-
first video, it looked like she was so much taller
She
than
did
Mitchell.
look tall. There were a lot of comments about that too. It's like, yo, is Mitchell's girlfriend 7'2"? I think she's 5'2". Like, I don't know. But that was super
funny
fun.
thing.
Wow, where were we going with that though? I was adding context for that for a reason.
That's a recall that. And then it was starting off your freshman year, getting that content, that first idea. You called your buddy, like, what do I do? Look
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
And it was just got a content journey from there.
Yeah, so dude, the craziest part about that was that we made a website where we sold flags. Like I contacted a manufacturer. Like I always wanted social media to be a business. I just never created videos that really that really made an impact on anybody like that. You know, like it was always like a quick laugh. But now we had people's attention and it was consistent. And so like, dude, like light bulbs were like flickering in my head. I was like, all right, we're gonna run with this. So I connected with my buddy. I have these friends. They have like a flag business. It's called Flagaholics. And so I reached out to them.
Okay.
I got connected.
Okay.
I got connected through a mutual friend, and they were like, "Yo, like we'll give you 100 flags, and you should just see if you could sell them. Like we'll sell them to you for what we would buy them for." And that's probably not true. Like
They
I
probably
made
made a little bit of money, but
that's business, whatever. So I bought the flags, and I think this was we sold out 100 of them. So we had 100 and sold 100, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is insane. Like I was even looking at like the terms of service of like our dorm, and it was like, yo, do not run a business out of here. I was like, shoot.
I just got flags in a box. That's all I know.
Dude, it was so sick, bro. We were like packaging orders in the study room. Like, and I didn't even have a car. Like, I didn't have a car to bring the orders to the post office. So, like, I had my friend who would drive me there. That was like, there were so many people. Like, that whole series was me standing on the shoulders of so many people who just helped me, like, accomplish all that. And that was so cool. And the cooler thing was when we started selling the shirts. The shirts were print on demand.
Yeah, the print on demand, that's one of the best strategies to go to. You don't have to worry about the inventory. You're in a small dorm room, too. It's like, whew.
Yeah, so we couldn't have had merch. We don't have room, bro. We were in a dorm. We were in Blacktail and Miller. It was a brand new dorm. We have there's a closet, but we don't have room to like have merch by any means.
Not like boxes, too.
Yeah,
No.
I barely had enough room for my own clothes. So basically, like, I just came up with this design. I mean, I made it in Canva. It took me like 30 seconds. And it was like just a guy running away from a girl. And it was like, I'm afraid of women. And I just made the design and we put it on a print on demand service. I think it's called Printify. And for those of you who don't know what print on demand is, it's basically like, if I say it's basically like drop shipping, that's another word that's kind of like questionable, but it's essentially like, I'm such a nerd about stuff like this, but it's essentially like, basically there is a fulfillment center that fulfills the order. So from the moment that somebody clicks buy, all I have to do is go click fulfill, and somebody else in some random country will basically send the flag or send the shirt to them. And all I had to do was create the website and have them press a button. And I was making like $20 a shirt, bro. I was so fired up. I was like,
Really?
oh my gosh.
20 a shirt. How much were you selling them? 25, right?
We were selling them, I want to say, like 25. Yeah, something like that. Like, it was crazy, bro. Like, our margins were insane. All people had to do was click a button, bro. I was like, dude, I felt like I was high on life, man. I was like, man, nothing can go wrong. This is excellent.
Because also, college is the phase where if you do something good, it's massive.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Whereas if you're in the real world and you're doing something like that, you're like, okay, right, we need to make more money.
Yeah,
we need to make a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
But in college, because nobody expects that from you, it's fucking awesome.
It is. It's absolutely glorified. And now you get in the real world, you're like, oh, so you're finally getting a job, dude? Like, way to go. You're making some money.
Literally.
It's like, oh, yeah, anyways.
Congrats,
that was pretty cool.
bro. You did what everyone's supposed to. Yeah. But at the time, like you said, like, dude, I mean, I lived in a dorm. I ate at the dining hall. What expenses did I have? You know, like my food and my like eating was like so low. I mean, I didn't have a car either. So, dude, all this money was just like to play with, essentially. Like, it shouldn't have been. But all it was just, like, to play with. It was so fun.
You talked about dining halls. I want to figure out which one was your favorite, but I want to do it in a creative way. So tell me which dining hall you'd fuck, which one would you marry, and which one would you kill between Bolton, Joe Frank, and Snelling?
Bolton, Joe Frank, and Snelling.
Accounting for the new hours, by the way, the new Snelling hours.
Oh, what are the new hours?
They close
He
at 2.
doesn't know.
Yeah,
They
I'm
close
out
at
of the
2.
loop. I think, man,
It's not 24
2
anymore.
in the morning?
That's
2 in the
frustrating.
morning.
No,
Okay.
they'll kick you out.
Well, just take that into consideration. Don't push it because
I'm not
No,
not
that's
pushing him, but
important.
I want him to feel my frustration as a student who is here.
Yeah, no, thankfully
This
you
is a
filled
very-
me in.
I understand.
No, that's really big.
I'm all
yeah.
in with you, man. I'm all in
That
with you.
definitely skewed the rankings a little bit. Let me give me a second to think again about that. So I would say marry Joe Frank. Man, I used to get those Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh,
I would convince the woman to give me triple. I had to like kind of wink at her, but like she did. I'm not supposed to do this. Come on. What if I go through the line a second time? She's like, all right, honey, I'll do it for you. That's too easy. So I would say, yeah, that. And then what is it? What do I have left? Bolton and Snelling.
Bolton and Snelling.
I really didn't like Bolton. I would go Snelling, Bolton. Snelling, Bolton. I don't love Bolton. I mean,
Thank you.
The only thing great about Bolton is the location. I would say outside of that, food mid. Like what's good at Bolton aside from the pasta bowls? But like O House has that. If you put O House in the conversation, I'd put O House at probably 1.
Oh, I said 1? Because of the ramen noodles, too, and the Mexican spot
Ramen,
is easily the best.
Mexican,
Oh, house
absolutely.
sauce?
And the
O House
last
sauce, the chicken tenders. There's nothing bad at O House.
in the
No.
last minute and a half of the things he said, I don't agree with one.
Not one. Not
one of the things he
Dude,
said I agree
start
with
talking,
in the
bro.
last
Explain
1
yourself.
minute and a half.
Okay, well I'm glad you're
Bolton
counting.
number 1, first of all.
Miss.
Biggest variety. Why would you mention the pasta bowls, which is obviously the worst stuff because it's Italian stuff and they have no idea what they're doing? Southern Corner. The Southern Corner is where you go because they got all the homemade stuff.
Homemade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. I already see this guy. He's going to the pot. He's getting a pasta bowl with that crappy tomato sauce,
No,
overcooked
no.
pasta.
Here we go.
Then he's getting those hamburgers, those nasty hamburgers. He's doing the 30-minute line. He's getting the hamburgers. He's hating life, and then he hates on Bolton. How dare you?
You just like out Italianed me again. This is what I was worried about, man. Yeah, you said all that in a perfect accent. Said I like the pasta. Gosh, dude, I wish I would have paid more attention to my Italian class if I knew I was gonna be tested like this. It's been too long.
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't know why Bolton is so good, and Joe Frank's so overrated. They have no variety at Joe Frank. The Philly cheesesteak is good, but I mean, are you gonna eat Philly cheesesteak more than once every 2 weeks, bro?
Yes.
Every day. It was
Yes.
every day.
I mean, if you don't want that, you go over, get a little coastal croissant, you get a little ham sandwich over there. You're not feeling that. The pasta, they have a great casserole every single time. Every single time.
Yeah, no. The pizza was great. I mean, the Philly cheesesteaks were great. They had a coffee machine. Only a couple dining halls like had the actual coffee machine that could make a latte. Might not be your Italian latte, God forbid. But, like, it was
don't
good.
even have latte in Italy.
I wouldn't know.
I really like you both less now. I think I like you both guys less.
Some of us like flavor, and it's okay. We can stand together.
I agree. Yeah, we stand right here. And Snelling, I mean, we didn't even talk about that. Snelling's lunch options, excellent. Like, I remember I got steak and shrimp at Snelling once. I don't know if they still do
I don't
that.
know what Snelling you went to.
Dude, that was crazy, bro.
That is great. I don't know what Snelling you went to either. Oh my god.
At lunch hours, they had crazy stuff, bro.
What?
Like
I
steak,
never go there for lunch, I guess.
asparagus, sweet potatoes. They had like quinoa. I'm telling you, the lunch bowls were crazy back in the day.
Oh, the lunch bowls.
Well, they still give you
Yeah.
like fresh avocado too.
Yes, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, Snelling was underrated. I liked the bowls. I mean, that's why I like O House, the Snelling bowls. And then if I was going to go to Joe Frank, I would usually just get like the chicken with cheese or no cheese and put it over rice. Bro, I gained like 20 pounds my freshman year. I wasn't
Really?
fat, but like I went from like 180 to like probably 205. Like, I was thick. Like, just because, bro, there was so much dining hall food, bro. It was awesome. Dude, I didn't have to worry about a thing. I'd get those Greek yogurt bowls too. Dude, like every single dining hall has a Greek yogurt bowl. I was in. All about that. That's another thing that made Joe Frank great.
Because it's right next to the
yeah.
gym too. You leave the gym, you walk in, and it's everything you could want. All the protein.
Everything. Yeah. Massimo, maybe you're just not a Ramsey guy, man. Like, I don't know what you were up to.
I do go to Ramsey. I just drive my car and go eat somewhere else afterwards.
Dude, I was a Ramsey fanatic.
Oh, really?
My freshman year, bro, that was if you wanted to find me and you had to pay somebody, I was there. Like it would not cost much money. I was always there, bro. That was just how I met
what did
people.
you like more about Ramsey? Was it having to wait 10 minutes for a bench or seeing a naked dude looking at himself in the bathroom after
You
a
saw
training?
me in there? No, I'm just kidding. No, I would say with Ramsey, like I mean, the equipment at Ramsey is better than like most gyms here. It's bigger and I mean, the equipment is great. Like you go to Crunch, half the time the equipment's broken. It was really cool when, like I said, I didn't have a car, so like I could just ride the bus and pull up there. Now it's like parking's kind of a pain. Like even when I did go to school here, I didn't go to Ramsey anymore. I went to Crunch because the parking lot was there. But I would say better equipment. There's a cool community around there. Like if you start like talking to enough people, you'll realize. I mean, you'll see familiar faces like every day. So I mean, I just went at the same time as all my friends too, and like I had all those guys with me that were on my hall, and we would all just go there. We'd just ride the bus, go there. Like I had a fairly like simple schedule.
Yeah.
It was like, wake up, go to classes or not, and then just go to the gym, go to the gym with my buddies, and then on Fridays we would go out. That was like, my first semester we would go out.
Yeah. Where did you guys like to go out?
Where did we like to go out? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, like what the like Trinity of freshman bars? What was it? Bourbon Cloud 90s?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, yeah.
Yep.
Come on, that's where everybody went out. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is. But sometimes you make sake in there, regret it, and then just like cycle it out for a month and go back the next month.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Horrible. It's just like you pay to not get drunk there. It's insane.
It's not ideal. I was never a big sake guy. I think at the time, man, I don't know how much I can admit on here. That was the only place that my fake got denied. I don't know if we'll cover
Really?
it or not. Yeah.
There?
Yeah. There of all places. Like I was literally just talking in line about not that, like nothing that was like age like relevant, and they were like, "You just said that you're not from South Carolina." I was like, why would I say that? Like, no, I didn't. and the guy like just checked me. But what was crazy was immediately after my friends talked to them, and they talked to the bouncer, and they're like, no, he's chill. And they was like, oh, okay, you can come in. I'm like, what is this system, bro? Like, they just do not care. Like, there's no sort of like
Plus,
standard.
there's this non-written rules downtown that if you're somebody, if you're a known name, and if you have more than 20,000 followers, you skip the line.
I don't know, man. Maybe it was that, but it didn't feel like that at the time because he looked like he was ready to like push me over or something. Man. I don't know. He looked angry, but I don't know. Maybe that went places.
Yeah, no, maybe. Speaking of this awkward moment, though, has there ever been a collab that you were doing through your content that just felt a little bit awkward?
Dude, I do a big vetting process before I choose to meet like anybody in person.
Really?
You know? Like I'm not saying like I have some like, form they have to fill out, but like I'm not just hanging out with like anybody, But I would say that as far as collabs go, there were two that come to mind, and one
The Underdawgs.
The first one's on the list right here, right now.
I'm glad we brought that up. No, the first one. Have you guys ever heard of Caroline Gregory?
Caroline Gregory.
She's
No.
like a girl. She was really popular in like 2018, 2019. She has like 2 different colored eyes.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, bro. So I somehow got added back by her on Snapchat.
Oh, Mitchell would like her.
Mitchell would like her?
Yeah, no, I would.
Oh, okay. Okay, glad to see that. So I was like, I somehow made it on her Snapchat. Like I just tried to add her and she added me back. Maybe we had like mutual friends or something. And I was like, whoa, like, I was excited, bro. Cause like she was like huge at the time, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't really that big.
What was she
on social
doing?
media. Dude, she was just doing like dances and like
Okay.
stuff like that.
All right, but she had a big following, big
Huge.
views. You wanted to do
Huge.
something
Oh
with
yeah,
her.
bro. Dude, I didn't know what, but I was ready, right?
Yeah.
So I saw I was like, okay, I was kind of waiting like on her story, like waiting for an opportunity to like say something. I didn't want to just be unprompted, like, hey, like I felt like I was lame, So I waited for my opportunity. And there was one time where like she posted a picture of her shoes, right? She posted a picture of her shoes. Okay, and she was creasing them. They were like Jordans, and she was creasing them so hard. And so I was like, I typed, I was like, oh no, the shoes. And I don't know why I thought that was game. But, dude, she instantly followed it up with, they're just shoes. I was like,
Oops. I fucked that up.
ah, man, okay. I'm just never going to text you again. I fumbled that. And the second one, another girl, her name's Mandy Bagley. And Mandy was from like close to my hometown. So I'm from Paulding. I'm like from 30 minutes west of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And basically I would go to the mall during quarantine. Awful for the sake of being in quarantine and going to the mall. I don't know why I was doing that. But anyway, like I would go to the mall, everybody had masks on, and I did public interviews. That was like kind of like one of the renditions of content that I tried. And if we ever saw a girl that we thought was like, pretty at the time, dude, obviously we were going to go ask her to be in a video because the odds that video went viral were way
Higher.
more. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So Mandy is like this blonde girl, like we saw her like walk in and we're like, bro, we gotta get that girl. So we go up. I did not know who she was, like, at the time that we were at this said mall. Like, I knew who she was from social media, but I didn't connect the dots that was her. But once I saw that it was her, she was like, oh, because we walked up and we asked her, we're like, hey, like, would you want to be in a video? She was like, oh, do you know who I am? I was like, no. And she was like, my name's Mandy. I was like, okay. I'm here now. So we asked her, like, so I knew that there was this kind of like relationship thing that was going on between her and this other TikToker. And I just decided to ask her about that. And it was just probably the most awkward and like weird nerd question that I could have asked in my entire life. And if I could go back and tell myself, yo, don't ask that, like, it just showed that I was chronically online.
And it was just one of those like slight nuances you would never know unless you've been watching her content.
Unless you've been seriously paying attention. It was like, you know, just her and this other influencer who were like kind of big. His name's Aiden Williams. Like, they were like kind of like commenting on each other's thing. And so here I go, like some nerd who's been just sitting there watching the content, like, hey, what's going on with you and that Aiden guy? It's like, gosh, like, why that? Why that? Ask her anything. Like, But just for some reason, I like thought that was the thing to do. And I mean, if I could go back.
What was her reaction? What did she say?
You know, she kind of played along with it though, which was crucial. I mean, if she didn't, then I would have really felt bad about myself. But thankfully, she gave me something to kind of like work with. And I think she kind of left it up to the viewers. What's the word? Left it up for them to imagine.
Yeah,
their
a little interpretation going on.
Thank you. Yeah. So she was just like, I don't know, like maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Yeah. And like that made my video
smart
pop.
move.
Yeah, no. Great PR move by her, bro. Because the video popped because all the nerds like me who knew what was going on TikTok because we watched it way too often. We were all in the loop. So that was that.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So I mean, that sounds like a video that you just thought was like maybe gonna flop, but actually kind of went off.
Dude, I think I got like 600K views.
Holy.
Dude, so apparently other people knew about it. Apparently I wasn't the only weird guy. No. Apparently like other people.
You've had all the other 600,000 guys.
Yep.
People love gossip. People love gossip.
Oh yeah, dude. And once I realized that like she was somebody, like when she said, do you know who I am? Like a part of me was like, bro, what? But then a part of me was like, wait, this could be an opportunity. Like, should I know who you are? And so once I realized that like, once I put 2 and 2 together, I was like, oh, okay, I know exactly what to ask you.
I like that you didn't know who she was, and all of a sudden you knew all about her private life.
Yeah. Not my best look.
There.
Not my best look. Yeah, no, for sure not my best look.
Good jump there.
We were, everybody was wearing masks. That's my excuse.
Okay.
There we go. Little defense.
I remember at the time, bro, like I posted a picture on my story of me wearing the mask with like not my nose covered. And people were like, yo, that's like not how you do it. I was like, oh, like I just did not know, man. I was so like, I just looked back at that time and I just was so like out of the loop when it came to that quarantine stuff. Like, why were we going to the mall? That was just like, that was just poor practice.
It was such a weird time.
Yeah.
It was such a weird time to be a content creator because a lot of the people were doing certain content which involved being with people, doing stuff.
100%.
And then you find yourself being relegated to your home or having to sort of keep the distance from others. What were you doing? And like, how did you switch it up? What was going on in your creative mind in that period? Like, what type of content were you doing in that period?
During quarantine?
Yeah.
Because we had them all interviews, those didn't work.
Yeah, no, I would honestly, bro, they did work. Like,
Really?
they did. Yes, bro, they did work. Like, if you look back, those are some of my like. I wouldn't say most viewed videos because the women on the floor stuff was probably like my bigger series, but bro, those did well. Like there's certain kinds of content that just are always going to do well. You know, there are TV channels and media channels that have taken advantage of it forever. Like there's so many media channels that have had interviews, right?
Yeah.
There's so many media channels that have done like house hunters, you know, like people like luxury homes people are always going to want to look at, right? There's just so many things like that. Like, I don't know, the show Hoarders, right? Where you just see like all these nasty homes that are filled with dirt and filth. Like people just want to watch that. So it's interviews are kind of just playing on that natural want for us to see other people's reactions. So it's like, I didn't have to try too hard or have too great of a personality. I just need to sit there and like think of a question. And so, bro, like one of the questions that we did is I just had like me and 2 of my boys and we just walk up and be like, who's cuter? Like, bro, those got so many views, bro, so many. And like, that was such like a shallow, like odd video topic, but like just for whatever reason.
But it was playing into a trend. You had to play into mask fishing a little bit, right?
Bro,
because you don't know. It's just like, all right, which one's cuter? Then you pull down the mask, and that's when it really hurts your heart when she chooses the other guy. But still.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt.
We were talking about this the other day. What did you tell me that girls sometimes will walk on the street and tell you how handsome you are? If you have the balls, you talk about that right now in front of the
I
camera.
mean, yeah. So whenever I'm going downtown,
bro,
like you just get the fit ready, everything's going right, the hair's right. I'm walking downtown. There's been multiple instances where women will, I don't know where you want me to go with this, but I'll be walking downtown. These women will stop me, and I'll just be like, "Oh, how are you doing?" And she's like, "You're so beautiful."
Say that. When he told me, he's like, oh, so, this girl told me how beautiful I was. I go, man, that's unique. You don't hear that every day. Oh,
Yeah.
You don't hear that every day.
Don't pay it like that.
Thank you, man. And then he goes, no, but people like you for your personality.
Oh,
man,
come on,
fucking
come on.
asshole.
If we're gonna go all the way, we might as well talk about how photogenic he is. If you see this guy in a picture, it's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, really?
Phenomenally photogenic guy.
Yeah, okay. I did notice that. I'm not gonna lie. I was stalking you on Instagram. I couldn't read the captions because they're in Italian, but I was like, okay,
Isn't
he's
it
probably saying
aggravating?
something cool.
And there the personality plays in because obviously the look aren't here.
Hey, bro. There's hope for personality guys like us, bro. We're all doing our part.
We are all doing our part.
Listen, I want to get into this before we forget. We talked about Mitchell's girlfriend. We talked about celebrities' girlfriend or boyfriend or love relationships. Who are you
Yeah.
dating right now?
Who am I dating right
Yeah.
now? My girlfriend's name is Hannah Smith.
Hannah
She
Smith.
is awesome. And I actually met her through the No Women on the Floor thing, right? So basically, like I was in the peak of this, right? Like I was selling flags, like I was, doing everything. Like it was quite clear on my Instagram that I was anti-women for the sake of the bit, right?
Yeah.
So I see like this girl on TikTok, and we had kind of gotten connected. Like we had followed each other back. Like I commented on something, and then she posts like, "Hey, I'm starting an all women's podcast." I was like, "Come on, this is a lob." So I just slid up. I was like, "Hey, I'd love to apply," and like just like kind of kept feeding through with that, and she'd be like, I don't know that you're necessarily what we're looking for, but she was kind of like feeding into it, and that just kind of started a banter where we got to talking more, and that inevitably led to where we're at now. So it's just funny, like it was almost like reverse psychology in a sense that it kind of like
Told you.
kind of drew her in.
I
was
told
like,
you.
okay, I can't. Now that is definitely not what drew her in. She's gonna see this and be like, "You're so nerdy," but that is not what happened. But there was more to the story. But essentially, like that was one of the pieces that was kind of the start, which I thought was kind of fun.
That is. And did you ever make it on the podcast?
Did I ever make it on her podcast? No. Day after day, I tried. Like, yo, just give me the shot, But all women's podcast. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I enjoyed
Mitchell
it.
was doing some foot stuff here under the table.
Oh,
you
you
want
guys
to ask a
getting
question?
No, he just kept putting his knee into me. It was just
Oh.
there was nothing other than that. So I'm like, I'm fighting
don't-
for my space over here. We're scrunched up. I was enjoying what you were saying. I'm like, I'm fighting for my land right here.
Am I interrupting?
I just thought you wanted to ask the next question, so you were stepping on my foot. I didn't know I was invading your territories.
Oh no, just trying to have a little bit of fun.
Now, as a person who has almost 1 million followers on TikTok, what advice would you give to a UGA student who's beginning to do TikTok videos?
Is the UGA student talking to me right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he is. I think he is.
I
We
was
were
like-
just getting started on TikTok.
I was about to say, I've seen some of y'all's clips. No. To somebody who wants to get started, I would say,
I mean, sure, I'll get the advice for sure. Yeah.
sure. I would say, first off, if you're good at something or if you have a passion, talk about it. Like, talk about it. Find whoever is already talking about it that's doing a good job of it, and just kind of emulate their style with your own and kind of like mix the two. But it all depends, because there's a lot that you can do within the social media space. Like, you could be a business, you could be a person who just wants to entertain, you could be a person that wants to make money. Like, I feel like it really just depends on your goals as to what you want to do, because you can achieve it all. Like, whatever is your your high, whether it's like money, fame, like whatever like you really want from social media, you can have it. It's just you kind of have to look and strategize and look at the people who already are doing it the right way.
100%. And I know a lot of the people who are trying, they're going to have these videos that they work so hard on and eventually end up flopping.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you get over it?
To answer your question, as far as like, putting in a ton of effort to see it flop, it happens. It happens, and that's just the truth of it. But like, at least if you have an idea in mind of what you're going for, you don't have to beat yourself up, because it's like, I had the best information that I had, the best idea that I had, and I had all this stuff in mind as to why this should work, and it just so happened to not. So how am I going to do it again?
Yeah. Is there a personal video that you're thinking of as you're talking about this?
What, as far as ones that I've done?
Yeah, just
that
like a
have
personal
flopped?
flop video where you put in all this effort in.
Gosh, So many, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. We like, so for like a year, we were making these videos where it was like POV us as blank. That was like a format that we ran for so long, and those videos did really well, and they were also over a minute, so we got monetized. Well, one of the times we bought dog costumes and tried to do POV us as dogs, and we just made stupid jokes, and it was funny though. Like, but we were bought in. Like, we bought the dog costume, so like that video flopped. So I dressed up like a dog for no reason and like just posted it on the internet for like, you know, my girlfriend's family to see, and I'm just sitting here in a dog costume. I was like, oh. Like that one couldn't have gone viral. It's like
That could have been the one.
Yeah, like, you know, you put yourself out there and then it's just like, no, that sucks. And I get that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people don't start, is because they're kind of worried. Like, if you want to post something, then it's like the whole like Coliseum, like everybody has to see it first, right? And that's like embarrassing for a lot of people, because it's like, well, it's embarrassing for me too. I posted a dog costume. But like, you know, a lot of people aren't willing to just post something like that and then keep trying. It's like, man, I tried, it didn't get views. Like, okay, like their kind of bar is set so high that they can't really enjoy the small wins. Like, if you're expecting 1 million views your first try, you're gonna be really, really like upset. Like, that's not like, some people do it, but many people don't. And I mean, I just think that it's more so like a callus that you just keep building, where it's like you slowly over time get better and better at coming up with something that might have a shot at pleasing the algorithm.
Yeah. Mason, when I hear you talk, I hear somebody who loves social media, but also somebody who loves content, but also somebody who loves making money.
Yeah,
if I give you $1 million right now, are you quitting social media forever? Quitting making content forever?
Like in cash right
no
here?
No television, no social media, no radio. You're out of everything. You got $1 million, though.
I would say no. I think that I'm going to become a millionaire.
In front of the camera, you'd say no.
In front of the camera, I say no. And listen, there's a lot of risk for me to say no to $1 million and say that I think I'm going to be a millionaire off content, because if you guys see me working at Subway, then you're going to take a video of it and you could have this clip of me saying, wow, he really thought he was going to be something. I know the risk, and I seriously do think that like there's a shot for me to take this passion that I have and make it into money and make it into a living. And that's always been an objective of mine. It's just, this is something that I found really come easy to me, or not easy, but I've put a lot of time into this. I mean, I put 5 years of my life, at this point, maybe 6. Like, I've dropped out of school for this. Like, if I don't become a millionaire from this, I'm gonna be a little frustrated. I should have gone to college. Like, and that's, I don't know, that's kind of like a very big spectrum, but it's like, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. And I mean, especially if I couldn't watch TV, man, that sucks. I mean, that would
no,
be
you can
awful.
watch it. You just can't be in it. You just can't
TV.
be in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it a little less dramatic. If
But-
you were to give me $1 million in cash, that's very, I mean, that's, I mean, I could do a lot of things with that. I could probably get into real estate. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's an enticing offer, but I'll stick with my answer.
Okay. Bro, I really hope it all happens. Do you have a vision?
You and me both, bro. 'Cause I just said it
You're a
publicly.
person who takes action. You're going to fucking do it. You came on the Underdawgs podcast, the #1 podcast at UGA. People who come here actually fucking do it.
I hope that he's right. All right, because I'm trying, man. I'm going to these real estate agencies. I don't want to, but I'm just trying to go for it, man.
It's gonna be hard for all of us. Hopefully it happens. I think it'll happen.
I think so. You're the kind of guy that's betting on himself, and you have the drive to do it. Usually you don't have both those things in tandem, and now you have the skills on top of that. You're gonna be able to do this.
Yeah.
There's not a doubt in my mind.
Can I get a big round of applause for Mason Amendola, please? Thank you for
Our
coming here
newest
today, man.
underdog.
You guys, man. Oh, I get to be an underdog now. I'm honored.
There we go. You even get to say a little bit about your story of being an underdog.
Oh shoot.
Just like a quick little pitch about why you think you're an
Wait, hold on.
underdog.
I thought the podcast was over. What are you talking about?
Well, dude, we do this. We miss this every time. We miss this every time.
We're not going to cut this. Go into it, and then as soon as he's done answering, we're cutting off. I'm not even doing
So
the
there's
last outro.
So what we try to do is probably the better way to say that.
Yeah.
We get
never
all of
did
our
it.
guests to tell y'all.
Did we do it once?
We would think we've done it once. It doesn't matter. So we try to get all of our guests to tell them for us to hear about why you're an
Okay,
underdog.
this is how little we asked the question.
I know,
We can't
we're not
phrase
even prepped for it.
Oh,
It's just, I had a great transition, but why are you the underdog?
Why am I the underdog?
Yes. And it can be as short as you want or as long as you want.
I feel like if you think about yourself as the underdog, you're already counting yourself out. I'm the overdog. I'm supposed to win. You know what?
Okay.
Yeah, that's my answer. Okay.
I
I don't
like
feel
that.
like I'm not expected to win. I feel like I'm going to. So I'm not an underdog. You guys can have that.